So it's about 2. That first exam today took an hour and 15. I technically still have another hour left in there to take that. So he came in and said in his wonderful Turkish Greece accent, Grecian, I don't know what you call that, format change. So there's 5 questions we're answering about the case rather than a full-blown 30-page analysis. So he handed us a packet of 5 pages, or 6 pages, one with an intro and instructions. And the first 3 took a lot more time. I had to write, it was written with a pen. And I need to get my stuff ready and pay this parking bill. I'll tell you about it on the way back. Words disappear. So anyways, the first 3 questions were more in-depth about what was going on in the case, what the alternatives were, describe the alternatives, pros and cons of each alternative. That was much more complicated. And then it just moved on to a recommendation as question number 4, and then question number 5 imposed an unexpected circumstance and how that might or might not affect our recommendation. But it was all handwritten. I have not written that much in hand since probably some exam in high school required it to be handwritten. I don't know why this couldn't have been done online, submitted online, even done frickin' at home. There's not a reason to come out in this horrendous weather today and do this, as something is going on here in the city. Sorry, I'm trying to drive here. But I was gonna say something. Yeah, so he just left. So he comes in and hands it out. He's like, put it in an envelope and put it on my desk. Well, that's great for those of us who read the syllabus from 6 months ago and actually brought an envelope with our peer evaluation forms with us. So we just put it in that envelope. That was like 5% of us. The rest of us, most people, I had one. Most people did not have an envelope. So how are you supposed to fabricate an envelope in class to turn it in? So they just stuck it down there in a big messy stack of papers. Thank God my peers are done. But yeah, we're done with that. So we're 4 out of 5 now. We've got one more tonight at 5:30. I heard rumors it was at 2. So I went up there at 1:55 and there's another exam in that room until 3:05. And he certainly would have brought that to our attention if it were going to be in a different room at a different time. So I'm assuming it's going to be like the midterm and be in there at 5:30. Yeah, but anyways, that professor left. So we were just in there, like people turned music on and headphones, and there were people talking and looking at the case online, which I guess was fair play, because he just left. There's no proctor or anything. So we're done. I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna eat, and get some Jimmy John's and eat and relax for like an hour, and then I'll come back and wrap up this little thing called higher education. Goodbye. And that does that. It's cold as hell out here. It took about an hour and a half. Supply chain management is behind me. So is the rest of my time at this university. Who's ever seen that called a speed table? It's a sidewalk. Apparently also known as a speed table. What the hell? I wore the wrong shoes today. I got dress shoes and dress pants on. Here's why. Look at that. It's totally slick wood at the bottom. I'm sliding all over the place. It'll be a miracle if I can get out of here without killing myself. Okay, we're out. We're headed out. We're gonna pay my last parking ticket. Not ticket, little card. Although I may have to come back to get my diploma, so this might actually not be my last time here. But my classes and exams are done, and that feels good. I'm gonna go home and watch Memphis Grizzlies at Cleveland Cavaliers. It started 7 minutes ago, so I'll miss the first quarter to quarter and a half, but it's okay. When graduating college, one must try a new beverage. This is a super decadent one. The glass is rimmed with vanilla frosting, cake frosting, then dipped in dangerous dinosaur sprinkles. In our mixer, we have liberal amounts of vanilla ice cream, 2 shots of Pinnacle cake flavored vodka, 2 shots of vanilla bean vodka, Funfetti cupcake mix, more dangerous dinosaur sprinkles, and it is now blended. I'm going to let you film, I'm going to pour.
Okay.
This is diabetes in a jar.
You gotta buy us something.
I'm gonna make sure we all get the same amount, so I'm not gonna pour too much. And then we're gonna further garnish that with whipped cream and more sprinkles. So stay tuned.
I gotta give the vloggers.
Alright, yeah, come on, nail it, Roseman. Yeah, there it is. Kobe!
Well, that was rich as hell. So we saw that in a Facebook video. We follow this guy on Facebook called Tipsy Bartender. Search that if you've got a Facebook. It's very amusing. He whips up some pretty wicked concoctions. So we gave that a shot. It actually had cupcake batter in it. Very bizarre mix. Super rich, salty, and it just tasted like vodka cake, which it was cool. I'm glad we did it. It was fun. It was an experience. Not something we'll be mixing very often. So that wrapped up college. That was interesting. Got that final exam done. It was shorter than the first one, but more essay questions. As if I hadn't written enough in the first 5-pager today, I had to do another 3 pages. My hand is actually cramped up from writing. I have not written that much, as I said, since middle or high school. So now, to wrap things up, I'm going to make a backup of all the files that I used this semester. I just keep that on my hard drive. I don't know why. I know other people, I guess, that are going through the same courses, and if I can help them out, I like to do that. I have to send this textbook back to, I think, Amazon. It was a rental for supply chain management, so we'll ship that out tomorrow. I already returned the other one. Grades won't be posted here for a little while, but I feel pretty confident about this semester. We're in good shape. I'm going to go sleep and relax and rest, and it's going to be nice. We're going to take a little bit of time now, figure out what's going on, when I'm moving, what the whole career and job thing is going to look like. There seem to be 2 takes on the job thing. Either take 1, in your final weeks of the semester, you're feverishly applying to jobs and doing internships in the hopes that you can graduate and the next day go and start the rest of your miserable career so you can hate your life for the next 30 years. That's take 1. Take 2 is you graduate and you take some time off, weeks, months, a year, and you travel and you rest and you kind of recollect yourself. And you put a resume together and you do some searching on the job market and you figure out how to get a job. There's something we should be learning in college. There should be a whole course just designated for building a resume, learning how to market yourself, learning how to apply, learning how to interview. How is that not a class required for graduation? That's so stupid. I have to take 2 accounting courses, and I have to take psychology and calculus, and I have to take history classes and writing classes, but they don't teach me how to get a job. One of the most valuable skills you can have, and they don't teach you that. You know, $60,000 later. So that's just ridiculous. But yeah, I like take 2 better, clearly. So we'll figure out exactly how that's going to play and take some time, get through the holidays here, and then go from there. But I'm going to go sleep, and tomorrow is Wednesday. I've been so screwed up. Tomorrow's Wednesday. We'll get the textbook back, take a chill day here, and celebrate the accomplishment that is college graduation. I know so many people that, pretty much everybody, the path was you graduate high school, you apply, you start college that next fall. Everybody does that, and then about half of the people end up going a semester or 2 or 3 or 5, and then they drop out and they keep changing majors, and then they go to the community college, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's the right process for some people, but seemingly few people actually make it to the graduation stage, which I think is very overrated in itself. As you guys know, I've really hated the entire experience, but I did it, so I think it has some value somewhere. But I'm gonna go sleep. Talk to you guys tomorrow on Wednesday, hump day. Good night.